I always tell everyone the average American don't have $1,000 in their account. But let's say, for instance, a quarter of $1,000 is $250, right? Let's go and use $250 and put it on a pledge loan. A week later, what we do is we pay off 80 to 90% of it. Navy Federal is going to backdate your loan so you don't have to make any payments. Remember, you're paying yourself, essentially. Yeah. I'll give you 3 banks right now, 3 credit unions that'll give you pre-approvals right now. DC Credit Union will give you a pre-approval. They're up in Massachusetts, right? Wings Credit Union will give you a pre-approval. Christian Community Credit Union will give you pre-approval. So you can pre-approve without a hard inquiry before even going for a credit card. Always go credit union, because they'll give you the most money.
Yes, sir, Ski. Yes, sir, Ski. Let's get back at it, man. My guy Alexander LeBlanc is here.
Yes, sir. Mr. J Hill is here.
I am in the building. We got a special guest here.
Yes,
my guy Jake Rapp is here. What up, dog?
Yes, sir. What up, what up, what up?
Hey, man. First of all, I'm excited to have you, bro.
Yo, I'm excited to be here.
Thank you for being here, bro. I wish I could have paused. First of all, I wish I could have broke your cherry first. This is his second interview.
Well,
I know, I don't care.
No Diddy, no Diddy.
I don't care. It's a show. No Diddy.
What?
But what I will say is his first interview was he did it with my guy Darius, right? And shout out to my guy Darius, Influence the Impact Podcast. And you could see he was nervous, bro. He was nervous, but that you know what he talking. Yeah, I know.
Talk that shit.
I know what he talking about. So I'm watching it, I'm like,
Okay.
I wish that was me interviewing his ass, cause
Knowledgeable?
yeah, it's good.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to be like, oh, you don't have the cadence, the structure, and like pop your shit, man. How you feeling, bro?
Yo, I feel good, man. Let me tell you, I'm blessed to be here. Blessed to see another day. Family up top waiting for me, but I can't wait to get back home.
Yeah, facts, bro. I love that you're a family, man.
Yes, sir.
2 kids.
Yep, 2 kids, Noah and Wes.
Yeah.
One is 9, one is 1 year old.
Yeah.
Big gap, but let me tell you, man, I'm blessed.
It ain't that big of a gap, though.
You don't think so?
Mine is.
Yeah, nah, yours is crazy. When I heard it, I got excited a little bit. I was like, oh.
Gives you hope.
Yeah, I was like, damn, I got hope.
Yeah.
People, when I tell people I'm like 9 and 1, they like, damn, we're like, what y'all doing in between? And I'm like, man, we just was living life, and we just got another bundle of joy, so we blessed.
Congratulations, bro.
Random question before
sir.
we get into the business. What is one of the things that is your most favorite about being a father? Like one of the
Oh, man. Yo, just seeing the traits that they have of me. Like, my older one, 9-year-old, he's just like me. Complete same person. Like, I'm somebody who grasps information very well and very quick, but if I'm not interested in it, I'm not interested. I don't want to know it. He's the same way. He is the same exact way. And he's very nonchalant. Like, when you get a gift, he's like, oh, yeah, nah, it's cool. Like, he's super cool and all the same way. And that's one thing my fiance, she hate about me, like, because I'm super laid back when it comes to things. And I be excited, but I don't show it enough. You know,
bro, I'm the same way. People always talking about, like, yo, Jay. I'm like, bro, I be in the event just mellow tone as hell. They be like, what's wrong? I'm like, bro, I'm happy as fuck. What are you talking about? Like, I'm happy as shit right now. Like,
I'm chilling.
yeah, like, leave me that alone, bro. We're going to get into the business, bro. But before we get into the business, again, I just love you. I love the way you came off as a person, right? You're super relatable, right? And even when you're doing an interview with Darius, I peeped that you was in a relationship. Y'all had the same mother of your children. How long y'all been together, bro?
12 years, man. 12 years.
Yo, so a little bit about your background. You was in corporate space originally.
Yep. Originally worked for Verizon for roughly 6.5 years.
Yeah, so you was always getting to the money.
Yeah.
How was, like, did y'all ever have like a rocky space when it came to like finances? Just curious.
Absolutely. I think that's the number one thing why people break up is finances. Yeah, definitely. I felt like in the beginning I was immature. I was looking for another me, but she couldn't be me. Like, I'm the hustler. I'm the grinder. Like, she's more of the take care of the house.
Wow.
And I was looking for me, and I had to realize that she's she.
Yeah.
And I had to respect that. And now, look, she haven't paid a bill in roughly, I would say, 3.5 years.
Bro, I love that, bro, because so many people don't understand how it ain't even just a flex. Like, I'm tired of these on the internet want to keep telling 50-50 and what you, I'm like, yo, do what's best for you. Because, and just in my opinion, right, when you can and you're able, I don't want my woman paying no bills. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so if you got to second guess me from that, like, we probably shouldn't be together. Yeah. That's why I was curious, like, how was it in the beginning before you even start getting to the bag?
And I'm going to get to it, too. So, and one thing I say is, too, right, you want your woman to always operate in femininity. Like, if she's not being feminine to you, she's not operating at her best self. And as a man, especially you somebody who's out getting it for your family, if she don't respect you, then you got to let her go, 100%. But to go back to when we first started, we both was working. We were going 50-50. I was a kid. When she first had my first son, she stopped working. I was one cover and everything. And it was tough for me. I didn't know because I didn't have that father around me to show me, hey, like what a real man is. But I had to learn along the way, and she taught me, like, to be honest, she helped me become a better person. Everything, man. At first, I was, trying to do everything that was popping, and it didn't work for me. I knew I was super smart. I knew I was a guy who could sell and speak to anyone. Like, that was something I prayed on, speaking to any race, any ethnicity, and being able to be relatable to them where I can come in and brighten the room up.
That's fire, bro. Yo, I want to take my time with it. Yeah, no, yeah, like I can relate too. Like like you said, a lot of relationships fail because of finances and lack of. And it's crazy because somebody told me before I got into entrepreneurship, it's similar stories, right? My man, I think he was making 100,000 at the time, right? Or maybe a little bit over. And I was having some like issues with my relationship at the time. And he was like, man, look, I make 100,000. It's hard for me. He's like, bro, go get that money if you got to work a job or not, right? This is before I did start doing the scrum and stuff. And I was like, I was wondering, when did you see the shift? Did you see the shift once you started working corporate in your relationship? Or when was it for you? Just curious.
So I'll say this, right? So before corporate, I was working in the restaurants, late nights. After work, traditionally, what they do is we go get a drink. But, you getting off at 12, you get a drink, you get home to 3 a.m. So initially, I knew that was going to tear my relationship apart. So I had to give up the restaurants, the quick money, right? Because I was making $200 to $300 a night working in Times Square, New York, and had to go the corporate route. And at first, it wasn't the best money, right? Like, I worked in the stores. I was a representative in Verizon stores, selling phones. And
that's still long hours.
Quickly, yeah, it was hard out. It was still hard, but it wasn't hard like restaurants.
Okay.
So I initially just quickly applied myself, and I believe my first year in sales, working in the stores, I won Winner Circle. So that's like top 10% in the nation in sales.
Wow.
And, I pretty much just locked in, and I was just grinding. Then I was promoted to basically an account manager for business in Verizon, which I pretty much took over Harlem. It was almost like a punishment store, right? Because everybody said that store was terrible. Everybody got to pick a store but me. So I was like, all right, cool. Y'all ain't let me pick a store? I'm going to turn up. I ended up making that territory one of the best territories in the nation. I think the first month me coming in, I finished at #1 in sales. Yeah. Then I transitioned as a senior account manager where I pretty much took over like medium-sized businesses. Basically, just to give you an example of like a medium-sized business, it'd be like from 20 to 100 employees. So before we was in a 1 to 10 space, but we can touch 1 to 19 with employees. But yeah, pretty much grew through the ranks. Even in that role, I ended up getting an award. Went to Hawaii for that award.
Nice.
And then I transitioned to being a leader in Massachusetts. That's what brought me to Massachusetts. They relocated me to Massachusetts, and essentially I took over a team of 6. It increased to 8, and I started a mentorship, and I felt like I found my passion. I was that person who was stuck in corporate, still lost. Yeah, I was still lost. Like, and it's a lot of people out there that's in corporate America and they're lost. They don't know how to play the politic game, or, they got a terrible boss. Like, people don't quit jobs because of the job. It's usually the boss. So once I noticed that, man, that I was still lost, I was still searching for more, I was like, man, what I got to do? I got to move quick. So what I did was, because I, like anybody else working in 9 to 5, I didn't have much money saved up. I had a high overhead. I own a house in Jersey. And basically, when I left out of my apartment, 2 of my apartments were vacant. So literally, my mortgage is expensive. So I was paying my mortgage, and Massachusetts is expensive. So I was getting cooked. I went in my 401k to take a risk to invest into mentorships. And it was the best thing I ever did, man. And it took me time, right? I seen all the gurus. I listened at what everybody was saying. But I wasn't looking for I didn't have shiny object syndrome. I was looking for somebody who was going to give me knowledge and structure.
Yo, so, okay, wait. I understand your overhead is high, right? But as men, right? It's a relatable conversation.
Yeah.
A lot of times we think all the answer to our questions is the bag. And it sounded like you was getting to it.
That's me.
So How are you lost? I don't even understand that.
Yo, let me tell you, just because you're making $200K a year at a job, don't mean you can't be lost. Sometimes you have that feeling that you know it's more. You have that feeling. It's a lot of 9-to-5 people that's working jobs right now. I have that feeling like, man, I know it's more to life than getting up and doing the same thing every day. So what I did was I betted on myself, and I paid for a mentorship. And what I did was I applied my corporate structure to my day-to-day. And that literally turned me up because I was more disciplined than anybody in the room.
How was you able to find what mentorship to apply to?
So to be honest, it started back in the pandemic. I listened to him 500.
Yeah.
I listened to him on a podcast. On $1 Million Worth of Game. He was on a jet. I said, who is this guy?
Yeah. This is back when he was fat too.
Yeah.
That's why with a blue suit. With a blue suit. Yeah. And it was his jet too.
Yeah, so he sat them on a jet, and I just seen him talking. I was like, who is this guy? And during the pandemic, on the side as well, I was selling sneakers.
Okay.
Selling sneakers to athletes, a couple like.
Well, you still working too?
Yeah, still working.
Oh, you a hustler? Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
So I ran out of money buying sneakers.
Oh.
So you got more inventory than money. What do you do? So I'm like, yo, what should I do, man? Because now my credit cards are up. I got this inventory. What should I do? So I started to learn about credit, and I'm like, okay, what's one thing that can help me to basically suppress my credit issues? Because my usage was over almost 89%.
Damn.
So what I did was I started to learn about business credit, and I started to get business cards, and I started to liquidate my business cards to pay off my personal debt. And that's what brought me up to a 700 credit score.
So that sounds so positive. That sounds like it worked. But it sounds dangerous too.
No. And why do it sound dangerous?
Because you got credit to liquidate it to spend it on debt.
Yeah, so I'm gonna tell you why. So on the business side, initially, it don't show on your debt to income ratio. Right. So on your credit report, usage is only from a personal side. From the business side, it suppresses it. So now when I sell an inventory, I can put the money right back on the business. And the beautiful thing about the business is for the first year, I was 0% interest.
Right.
So now it's OPM. I'm playing with other people's money now.
Yeah.
So that's what you definitely essentially want to do.
Okay. So you took the money from your business credit, you liquidated that, you paid off your personal credit, but then you still had to get the money to get just shoes though, right?
No, I had a lot of inventory during the pandemic. So I had a lot of inventory. So all I needed to do at that point was just sell the shoes.
Okay.
Put the money back.
You just need to pay that credit off so your shit won't be.
Correct.
Okay, fucked up.
So yeah.
Okay, so you paid that off. How long did it take you to sell your shoes? I'm just like,
so next question.
During the pandemic, they didn't call the pandemic the pandemic. It was the pandemic.
Facts.
It was the pandemic. So we were doing really well selling shoes. But what happened is when you're going through like a connect, they expect you to take a certain amount of volume of shoes.
Okay.
You got
we were paying a monthly fee to this connect, and he was extremely greedy. So we were almost paying close to resale on shoes. It was almost like a $30 profit. But what happened is I was getting the shoe before everybody else.
Okay.
Yeah, I was getting a shoe.
So
he was a Nike rep.
a little bit.
Yeah, he was a Nike rep down there, and he was a greedy guy. It didn't work out in the long run, but we ended up, you know what I'm saying? I ended up getting the hottest shoes. I got them the quickest. I was shipping them out to athletes, football players, mostly football players I sold shoes to.
Yeah, it sounded like the shoe game was damn near worse than the dope game. God.
Yeah. What size shoe game was like the dope game during the pandemic?
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are reselling, and Jordans are making a comeback. I'm not going to lie to you. It looks like there's a market for that as well. But something that you just said, I'm sorry, you're going to make a point? Something that you said before that I didn't want you to speed past was like, it's a lot of people working a 9-to-5 that are, what I heard was uncomfortably comfortable.
Yes.
And one of the richest black man in America is David Stewart. And his story sounds very similar to you. You know what that is? But essentially, he was at FedEx, and he was the #1 salesman in FedEx and quit his job. So he quit his 9-to-5. I'm talking about all of the company, #1 salesman. He quit his job to go bankrupt, essentially.
Yeah.
Hey, if that's lost, I want to feel lost.
But he goes bankrupt and becomes now, 40, 50 years later, he becomes the richest black man in America.
Because he betted on himself.
He took that risk. So I just was kind of thinking, like, what was that transition for you? Because he often talks about his wife and like the support in taking that transition to bet on yourself. What does that support look like for you?
Yeah. So first and foremost, she trusted me from the Bronx. We moved to Jersey. I bought a 3-family house. Then we moved to Massachusetts. And everywhere she trusted me. Now we're about to make a transition to Atlanta. And she's like, yo, I trust you. So again, if you have a woman that's operating in their femininity, they will trust you.
How does that feel? I'm sorry. I'm just curious. How does that feel as a man?
Yo, man, it feels so amazing. And yo, she get on me. She get on me all the time. She's my quality control. She's my quality control. So she like, yo, you shouldn't post something like that because you don't want to attract those kind of people. You know, so we grew up in the hood, right? Like we have shiny object syndrome. Who we looked up to was the drug dealers, right? Yeah. And you know, they had the newest Jordans on. During the time in the 90s, it was the Bo Jacksons. You know what I'm saying? Like for me to see that, man, sometimes you had that shiny object syndrome, but you can basically attract the wrong people that way too. You know what I'm saying? So be yourself, be who you are, and live in who you are. Yeah.
That's good, bro.
Yeah.
Shit. All right. I'm curious to know, at what time, because it seemed like you was working, you selling Jordans, you running it up the pandemic, as we say, right?
Yeah.
At what time did you know, okay, it's time for me to stop working? And, matter of fact, before that, I'm sorry, because I had another question. Damn.
That's okay.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
All right, so how did you even learn that I can do this business credit route and liquidate? Because we usually hear about credit first. Before I heard about business credit, I heard about credit. Then I heard about business credit. I'm like, damn, I wish I would have found that out first. How did you find that out?
To be honest, listening to Him 500 and listening to all the credit podcasts, after a while, I was a YouTube warrior. So after a while, I can repeat everything they were saying.
Okay.
So like I always tell people, I'm not the best at anything, but my ability to grasp information is on another level. So it's like when I pick it up, I hear it, it's done. I can imitate it and do it, you know, but I like to do things at my own pace and who I am. You know what I'm saying? Because I still want to operate and be the person I am. I don't want to be anybody else.
That's fine. Okay, so now, at what point in time, I'm selling shoes, I'm working, you get in a bag. It's the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
I say, man, I can't do this job shit no more.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go all in with this funding company, business funding company.
So let's speed up a little bit. During the pandemic, that was what, 2020, 2021?
Yeah.
Well, I just quit maybe last month.
Word?
Yeah.
So this is new.
9 to 5, man. So let's
That's what I'm talking about, man. Cause all these niggas be on Instagram told quit your 9, man. Shut your ass.
You don't just quit your 9 to 5, man. You gotta, cause you remember your 9 to 5 is your first business partner. So a lot of people don't know that. They gonna give you the money to go to the banks to give the banks the money. And from there you build relationships with the banks with the money. So again, I like to call myself like a credit, I like to call myself a relationship coach, right? Because I help people build relationships with banks, right? So I teach them, hey, think like the banks. If you're a human being and you come to the table with no plate of food, and a person come to the table with a plate of food and he's willing to share with everybody, who you gonna respect more?
The person with the plate of food.
100%. So again, when you come to these banks, you can't just say, come up with your hand out asking for a credit card. Deposit money in the account. Open up a pledge loan. Do these things first, because what happened is it builds a better relationship between you and the bank. Because remember, the banks, ultimately, they're leveraging your money to give somebody a loan, right? Or give somebody a credit card, or give somebody an auto loan or mortgage. They're leveraging your money. And then what happened is you're depositing your money and they're charging somebody 22% on the back end. But again, everybody's using everybody here, right? Yeah. We're using them to get 0% interest credit cards. They're using us to leverage our money to give to
somebody else
client for 22%.
Exactly. She just quit. That's fire. That's tough. Congratulations, motherfucking nigga.
I appreciate it. It was scary, yo. You know what I'm saying? Because I have a family, and obviously I got a high overhead, you know, my living expenses. But at the end of the day, I got to believe in me. And I felt, I felt it in my body. I'm like, man, this is not what I want to do for the rest of my life. And again, sales is a young man game. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, at a certain age, people are not going to respect you in sales. Unless you ill. It got some ill people out there. But again, like, it's a young man's game. It's a new sales rep coming in every day. And, I was one of the top guys for sure. But at the end of the day, I wanted to bet on myself. I could be a salesman in my own company. You know what I'm saying? Again, we don't play for the front of our jersey. We play for the back.
That last name, talk heavy, boy. Talk heavy.
Back.
Yo, all right, hold up. Matter of fact, hold on. I want to ask another question.
What's up? No, so bro dropped the gems.
Yeah.
But okay, so you recently had this transition. You're working as far as like you got your secondary, no, this year not your primary business.
Yeah.
what was something that you felt like as you're doing the studies, as you're that really changed your perspective towards finance?
One thing I learned is that 99% of people are over leveraged, right? So a lot of people
Meaning what?
have
Sorry.
no.
Yeah, I was
so
gonna ask that.
they're spending credit cards, right? They're spending credit cards just to essentially work
Get
it by the Friday, get paid on Friday to put their money right back into credit cards. And then they'll spend a credit card again, working 9 to 5. That's insanity to keep doing it.
Yeah.
So what I learned is basically how to leverage credit to make you more money. So again, there's ways of liquidating, and also there's ways of pretty much you can go into multiple ways with the credit card. You can lend money with your credit card because at the end of the day, if you got 0% and somebody needs some money in your family, you know they're good for it, you're able to go and get them that money, put that money back. Now you're getting points on the back end from your card. You know what I'm saying? You're getting points on the back end. You're in a promotional period, and you're able to invest in your company. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm down here. This is a tax write-off. I'm in Atlanta, right? That's a tax write-off for me to fly on the plane. I'm getting that back. That's that investment when you're leveraging credit, right? And then I fly for free. I use points to come down here.
That's fire.
So a lot of people are living off of debit cards, right?
Yeah.
That's the worst thing you could ever do is live off of, like, spend money on a debit card. It gives you nothing. But with a credit card, I'm able to leverage getting points for anything I do. So you guys got a lot of equipment in here. There's a write-off.
Right.
There's a write-off for your business, and these are points. Yo, but all this equipment in here you guys got, y'all could fly for free. So now when you have your interview on a celebrity, you're able to go and fly for free because you're leveraging points.
Come on, man. Cool. Yeah, I want to ask you a question. So first of all, I just want to disclaimer because people want to know. I don't know if this might come out before Darius's or not. I'm gonna give a disclaimer.
Yeah.
So he gave some game in a Darius interview, right? Made him sweat. He was like, man, I just made X amount of dollars off that play, right?
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know, it's gonna get worse. Cause I'm about to fuck you up. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm about to get all the game.
Let's get into it.
All right. So before I go there, I got a question. You was in a sales space.
Yeah.
Going crazy. And nigga, from what I just heard, you just did a crazy month or a couple months. I think you paid 6 figures in like 2 months.
2.5.
2.5 months. Insane. Right? I couldn't even do it right.
Right.
Yeah.
Whatever. So I want to ask you this before. Do you think the GOAT gene is something you're born with, or is that something that you acquire over time?
I think it's something you acquire over time. I think traumatic events affect that GOAT gene. Like, you have to go through something traumatic. Like, say, for instance, with Kobe, he lived in Italy. The kids would call him racist names. So what he did was he got better in basketball to beat him in ball. And beat him bad where it was no competition. And you seen it when he got to the NBA. It was that relentless pressure, right? So I feel like that GOAT gene comes from traumatic events in your life at a younger age.
What was your traumatic event then? Because you clearly been going crazy since you got into sales.
Yo, let me tell you, man, my mother, I grew up with single mother, you know what I'm saying? My father, he lived in Brooklyn, but never really came to come see us. And my mother, she was super strong. But she kind of went into like alcoholism. She started drinking and everything. Then we ended up in and out of the system. You know, we was in and out of foster care. And what happened is I had to learn how to fight. I had to learn how to protect myself, right? And protect my brothers. You know, I'm a middle brother, so my older brother protected me. But it basically helped me to become a man early, to be aware of things. So what I learned is just to be observant. Sometimes I'm laughing and talking, but I'm watching your body language. And that's sales too. Like, if I'm selling something to somebody, I'm looking at their body language. Like, I want to know, are you interested or are you not? What objection I'm going to get? Because I could see it from your body language as well. Yeah.
Okay. All right, here we go. You ready for this?
Yeah.
I got a lot of, I like to call like homies that watch my show. You know, regular niggas that's in the projects, you know what I'm saying? Might not be a big business company right now, right? That might watch, but for my homies that's in the projects that might be like, they got the girl in their ear, their relationship is shaky, is rocky because their money ain't, you know what I'm saying? They credit scores some shit, right? I need you to swallow your pride.
Oh, man.
And I need you to give me from A to Z. Well, how far are we in? 25 minutes. If they watch this for 25 minutes, they deserve it.
Yeah.
From A to Z, no cut cards, don't hold back. how would you tell your son, your brother, somebody you really care for, from A to Z, if this is your mentorship class, how do they go from shit, I mean scum, bottom of the motherfucking floor, to getting, let's say, $100,000 in that bank account?
So before I get you from A to Z, it's a mindset thing, right? So I always tell people you got to be ready to change, because if you ain't ready to change, you gonna fall right back in that way. So we might get from A to D, and then we got to start back to A. So we can't get to Z. So first and foremost is realizing where you at, not necessarily hiding from where you at and saying, all right, cool, I messed up right now. It's time to step it up. But the first thing I would do, right, I would leverage free apps, right? So Credit Karma. First thing I would do is look at Credit Karma, look at my credit score, right? See what's wrong. Through Credit Karma, you can dispute any negative items on your credit report.
By myself? Without
Right by yourself.
How I
right
do
by
that?
yourself. So what you would do is you'll go to the dispute tab, and then from there, it'll give you options, and you'll be able to push one of those options to submit your anything that's derogatory or negative on your account into dispute.
That simple, that easy.
I didn't even know.
Very,
So nobody,
very simple.
why niggas ain't doing this?
Let
That makes sense.
Let me tell you, my first car, I was 18 years old. I had it literally for a week. And it hit me with almost like a 25 APR. I didn't know. I had it literally for a week. I crashed it. But guess what? I disputed it off my credit report. Yeah, 100%. And that was before I knew about credit, right? I used Credit Karma.
Okay.
I use Credit
So I
Karma.
don't even gotta go to ChatGPT and let's do a letter.
No,
and all that.
ChatGPT, well, this is a different time now. That was 2012,
Okay.
right? For ChatGPT now, super powerful. It's a super powerful source to help you, right?
Okay.
So from there, once I realized, all right, cool, what's derogatory on my account, I dispute it. From there, what you want to do is be aware of your finances, really understand what's going in and what's coming out, right? Because now you might have just latenesses. You may just have to catch up. Now we don't got to close an account like that. We can just dispute latenesses, right?
Okay. So I'm sorry. So lateness is, because some people be like, man, just let it charge off. Don't do that. Try to catch up. Which one would you suggest?
So
it's a hard time or fucked up right now.
I'm gonna tell you right now. If you let it charge off, what you're doing is you're hurting the age of your credit report.
Okay.
So remember, age is.
What?
I was gonna say, when y'all say charge off, to the average listener, what do you mean by charge off?
Like fuck that car. We'll run off.
Like just close the account?
Yeah. So
okay.
What happens is the lender will charge it off as a loss. Yeah. Okay. So I would suggest at the end of the day, that's what I would suggest. I wouldn't suggest charging off if you're just late. Try to catch up.
Okay.
But if it charges off now, then at that point, now we can dispute it off your credit report. And the easiest things to dispute off your credit report are charge-offs.
Okay. Okay. So now we go ahead.
Yeah. So from there, what I'll do is, let's say, for instance, you're somebody who have good credit, but right, you have good. I mean, you have no derogatories, no latenesses, right? But one thing you have that's hurting you is credit usage. I would go over to Credit Karma again, because this is free, and we don't have the money right now. And I would go over to the loans tab, right? And once I go over to the loans tab, I want you to think like the banks, right? So if your rent is 30% of your income, guess what? You still have other life expenses. The bank is not going to give you no money. So what I want you to do is, I want you to think like the banks, right? So make sure your rent is under 10% of what you're making yearly.
This is in real life, or this is what I'm telling them?
This is in real life. So when you're going through the loans tab on Credit Karma, they'll ask you, what is your yearly salary? Then they'll ask you, what are you paying in rent monthly? Do you own or do you rent, and how much you paying them?
So am I making these numbers up? Because a lot of times they ask me.
I wouldn't necessarily tell you to make it up. But again, I'm going to tell you this. You got to think like the banks.
Oh, I like that.
I'm not going to tell you to make up anything at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing, a lot of these bridge loan companies, what they do is they'll connect Plaid to your account. And if you say what you don't have, more than likely you're going to be declined.
Okay.
But again, I'm going to tell you, think like the banks.
Cool.
Once you get over to that loans tab and you put in what you're looking for, you'll see like a OneMain, you'll see SoFi, you'll see Upgrade, you'll see Upstart. These are bridge loan companies. And what happens is, initially, a bridge loan, essentially, their interest rate's a little high. They're a little high, the interest rates. But if we can get you out of debt by basically covering your debt to income ratio, your credit usage, we're able to pretty much bring your credit score up. All right. Okay. So again, it's almost like a wash game. Once we move that money over, once we move over a bridge loan over to you're over to paying all your cards off, your credit score is going to go up, because essentially credit usage is 30% of your business. 30% of your credit score, credit usage.
Right. So wait, the bridge loan, I'm sorry, the bridge loan is a loan to cover, to pay off your personal loans.
If you have that, it's a loan to pay off your credit cards. Because remember, loans, installment accounts don't show on your credit report as usage, only credit cards.
Okay. Okay.
So only credit cards show up on your credit report as usage. So we want to be able to cover those credit card debt with a loan, because it will offset that, bring your credit score up to a 700, potentially an 800 credit score, and now we in the game to get you business funding. Now what we can do is, once you get to business funding, right? Let's say, for instance, you're ready for business funding.
Don't hold back.
Now, let's say you're ready for business funding, right? The number one thing we look at, a lot of people say credit score, right? They say credit score, but what matters more is the credit profile, right? So obviously, what the banks look for is 7 to 10 primary accounts. Primary, it could be, we like credit mix though. It could be a auto loan. It can be a mortgage. It can be multiple credit cards. And then if you have credit cards, we're looking for high limit credit cards. But if not, let's say from a 2,500 to 5,000 range.
It's not bad.
If we have multiple cards. Now what we do, because that's such thing as comparable credit, right? So the banks look at comparable credit. So they'll look at your credit and say, hey, all right, he's leveraging his credit pretty well. He currently has under a 10% usage. He has under 10% usage. Let's come in and triple his limits. Now we can go to a Chase, right? Which pulls from Experian, and we can go and get you 50 to 75,000. But that's not it. You could double dip on Chase and get two credit cards. As long as you're at 150,000, they won't require any paperwork
On like how much you make.
or how much you make.
But if I don't make that, then what? I just
Remember, it's projected income.
so you ain't gonna tell us, but
All right,
I'm following what you said.
Listen, I ain't telling you that.
I'm following what you said.
What?
So let me rewind real quick. So Upstart, that's an actual. I thought that was just like a like one of them credit profile builders. They give you loans too.
Give you loans as well, personal loans.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah, this is news to me.
Upstart, Upgrade, SoFi. There's so many of them, to be honest.
And they give you bridge loans to pay off your credit card debt.
Yeah, debt consolidation loans.
Is it a credit score minimum? Is it a credit profile minimum?
Well, so they do approve. I think if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on this, but I believe it was 520 and above. Yeah, it all depends on your income and your debt to income.
Wait,
What
is
you
that-
pay
is that-
in rent?
Is that income projected too?
All right, yo, listen, I'm gonna say this again. I'm not telling you that. Use it at your own discretion.
Yo,
Yeah.
he's coming crazy.
Nah, yeah, I'm crazy. So that's definitely like a play, right? So again, that's definitely a play. So when you're looking at like a credit profile, just having a properly structured profile, credit usage is there, right? You want to be under 10%, because if you're at that 30% mark, it shows that you're in a financial crisis, that you don't have it right now. You know what I'm saying? So the goal is to be able to be under that 10%, because that'll raise your score. But if you're under that 30% mark, let's say 20, it's not going to hurt you. But if you're under 10, it's better for you to raise your score up. Yeah.
You got something cool?
Yeah, no, because something else, because we're talking about credit. Recently, a lot of people have been using these buy now, pay later type platforms.
Yeah.
Like the Affirms, the Klarna, the Afterpays, and things of that nature. What does that impact on credit? You know what I'm saying? As far as, does it raise your credit? Does it do anything? Because I know there's interest rates, but how does that affect? Does that affect your credit at all? As people
Absolutely. If you don't pay it, it's going to come on your credit report.
Right.
Yeah.
But does it raise it? What is it with this?
Well,
and
I'll tell you this, right? I currently have a firm right now. I have a firm, and it's not affecting my credit report. Because again, it's one of those installment accounts. It's not considered like a credit card.
okay.
It's an installment account. So again, as long as you're paying your installment account on time and a timely basis, it's not going to affect your credit report. But if you mess up on it, it will affect your credit report.
100%.
As far as like the collections aspect.
Correct. Collections, correct.
Yo, you doing 6 figures in 2.5 months, right?
Yeah.
We understand what you was doing as far as the corporate side and retail or sales. What made you so special about this space? Because you just gave us game that's crazy. You feel what I'm saying? This is your second interview. You going crazy.
Yeah.
But like, what made you special in this space?
To be honest, because I've been in corporate for so long, I implemented my corporate structure into my daily life.
What was that?
So usually when I was working in corporate America, from 9 to 11, I prospected because I was in sales. I would prospect and call new clients. Then from 12 to 3, I would, get on existing meetings, but touch bases with my existing clients, your book of business. Because we all know your network is your net worth. Right. So I implemented that structure in my day-to-day in funding. So I got up every day, and from 9 to 11, I'm giving offers. I'm just giving offers. Hey, this is what I could do.
So who? Random people who?
I would give it to realtors. I would give it to entrepreneurs. I would give it to some people that I seen at work that wasn't really thriving at work, right? Like, hey, this is what I can help you do.
Okay.
So again, like my slogan is, I help 9-to-5ers fire their employers by helping them gain access to capital, right? And scaling and building your own business. I think that matters more than anything. And again, this business is something you can do even while working in 9-to-5. It's very simple, right? And we have ways and methods of doing that, like virtual assistants. They could pretty much run your business while you're at work. They can act as you. They can DM people as setters, like they can be a setter and DM people for you. So again, it's understanding the game, right? And I'll go a little bit into it, like, because a lot of these gurus, they won't tell you how to properly structure out a funding business, right? First thing you want to have in a funding business is relationship managers, right? Because the masses, they apply online. We don't apply online because what happens is you're going to get a generic approval for maybe $5,000 to $15,000, right? We go through relationship managers because they're trusted in the banks and they're basically verifying that you basically had a conversation with them, and they send you a DocuSign. Now, on this DocuSign, you can request how much money you want. I'm going to repeat that. You can request how much money you want on a credit card, right? So, and they'll ask you too, how much money you want, how much money are you spending a month? Because they don't want to give you more money than you need.
Is this business or personal?
This is from the business side.
Okay.
Yeah. We about to get into some business sauce.
Yeah, right. Yeah, let's get it.
So, relationship managers are key to these high limits you see these gurus online doing. So these 50, these 75K, these 100K approval credit cards, you're not going to get that applying online. You have to be a super special individual for an online generic, whatever to approve you for that, right? So I'm going to show, like, a lot of these gurus, they're not telling you how to find these relationship managers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop some sauce. Is it okay if I give them some sauce on how to find a relationship manager? Yeah. There's 2 ways to find a relationship manager, right? First way I would say is when you go to the bank, just deposit some money and just talk to people around. Hey, how you doing? What's your name? Relationship manager? Oh, my name is Jamapi. Listen, I help entrepreneurs gain access to capital. We should exchange numbers. I think it'll be beneficial for both of us. I know you guys have a KPI. Tell me a little bit about your KPI.
Oh, you talking that language, yeah.
So now, once you have an understanding of what they need, you can tailor-made a solution for them. It's me using sales again. I'm going back into sales. That's the first way, right? Just go into the bank, deposit money, and talk to everybody. Deposit money. Just keep going. Go to different banks and just deposit money, have conversations with the relationship managers. I'm going to tell you now, it's in their best incentive to come to people like us. Why, right? They have a KPI to hit, and we're pretty much doing all the quality control for them. We're making sure the accounts are properly structured. We're making sure the individuals have all their documents in order. We're making sure the business is properly structured. And that's something we got to tap on, right? Making sure the business is properly structured is so important. It is so important to getting funded, right? So with the relationship manager, I'm going to get to relationship managers, and then we're going to go into making sure the business is properly structured. Second way you can get a relationship manager is LinkedIn. Simple things. You can type in Chase relationship manager.
Going crazy.
So now these gurus, what they're doing is they're selling their relationship managers to people for a certain amount of money, right?
You get it yourself.
I'm guilty of it too, right? But I'm going to tell you now what you can do, and I'm going to teach everybody, right? Because I want to give you all the sauce. You can go right on LinkedIn, go on the search bar and type in Chase Bank Relationship Manager. They're going to load up before that. Now, all you have to do is send them a message, a generic message, like as if you're prospecting, giving offers. Hey, my name is Jamapi. I help clients gain access to capital. I would love to work with you. Tell me a little bit about you and your KPIs. Something so simple. Because now it shows that you care about them. Because it's beneficial for both of y'all.
Wow.
Right? A lot of these gurus are telling you, hey, I got bank relationship managers.
Right.
LinkedIn got them all.
Yo, let me ask you this then. Before we even go back to the organization and things like that, you mean to tell me It's my first time ever hearing this.
Yeah, for real.
You really going crazy. All right, so
Yeah.
let's say I'm not trying to get people. I'm not trying to go into the business myself, right?
Yeah.
But I'm somebody that's trying to get funding for my business.
Yeah.
If I found a relationship manager and applied in person, then I could get a higher number than what I would online as well.
Absolutely. But again, there's data points too. That's why you need people like me, right? Because
Okay.
we understand what they're looking for, right? That's why people like us come in. So a lot of people, do-it-yourself warriors, YouTube warriors, they'll go out and do it, and they come back like, how did I get 5K? You're a scam. You're a scam. No. What happened is you didn't tap in. Tap in, and we're able to help you, right? Because you get the relationship manager, but now there's data points that you got to make sure that you hit in order to be successful with getting 75K.
Like what though? Come on, you're not going there. I'm going there. Don't play with it. Like what though? Come on, give us a game.
Again, it's projected income. Sometimes they'll ask you, what's your household income? A household is not. It's not just me in a household. Look, we in the house right now, all three of us. So I'm counting your income, my income. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Hey, you good with me, brother. You good with me.
So I'm counting all y'all my cousin now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I'm counting everybody's income when they're asking about household income or projected income. Let me tell you, your business is when you're building a business, that's when you're supposed to be delusional. Because that's how you grow. So what's my projected income? Oh man, my projected income is $1 million. That's what I think I'm gonna get.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But again, banks are always pivoting, and you got to make sure you're pivoting with the banks. That's why it's good to have relationship managers, because they'll tell you, hey, this is what's going on in the bank right now. Now is not a good time. Or maybe you need to have a relationship manager that's in the area of where your business is. Or they may say, hey, I'm currently not taking any clients. How do you pivot? LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the biggest plug. People don't know, right?
I'm not gonna lie, that's the first time.
A lot of people.
I've never heard that.
Yo, because of you, a lot of people be better.
I've never heard that before.
But you know what's funny though? The crazy thing about this, and we all know this, right?
Yeah.
Getting into this mentorship space, man, you can give a nigga all the game in the world for free. He still ain't gonna do it.
Until
So
you
I'm
charge.
challenge you, motherfucker. Yo,
Yeah.
listen, man, I'm asking niggas I'm taking money out these niggas' pockets, man.
Mhm.
For real. I'm asking y'all to apply it, right? And this what we're gonna do. We're gonna pause for a second. Apply it. What's your Instagram?
Jamapi Tappa. Add Jamapi Tappa.
You got a big ticket?
A high ticket.
High ticket?
My high ticket is I offer funding.
Your funding?
Yep.
Yo, this is what I want you to do. Look, just apply it. Just apply everything you just said. Try to do it yourself. Just do it. Come on in this interview, in the comment section, just comment done. I just want to see who tries it. That's it, man. That's all. Like, if I'm pretty sure if you help somebody, even if it's through the words, you might not get paid for it, because that's gonna help you.
Yeah.
That's gonna help him, right? Like I feel like I say, a lot of times my clients says reviews, right? I'm not gonna go to no new city, get an Airbnb without looking at the review.
Right.
I'm not gonna buy anything off Amazon without looking at the review. Why? Because I understand the review is what shows me that this is solidified. This is accurate, right?
Right.
And reviews, with a lot of good reviews, what that do? That make you more money because more people gonna buy from you.
Absolutely.
So this is what I'm asking. Listen, as you listen to this, just apply these things, and if it worked, just comment under his Instagram.
Yes, sir.
Just say, yo, I did it. He helped me get X and Y, X, Y, Z. That's it.
Sure.
That's all about. We ask you,
quick testimonial.
helping you out.
Yeah, just
Shoot me
a
a
quick
DM at Jamapi Tappa, man. Shoot me a DM and tell me it worked.
Just that's all we asking, so he can show it to his people. That's really it. We ain't asking for no money. Just do that. Okay, cool. So we got that. Now you say you're going into the other side.
Yes. So now I'm gonna go into how your business should properly be structured, right?
Mm.
First and foremost, owning a business is public information. So if you have your business under your house name and something go wrong, people are gonna come and knock on your door. So make sure you have a virtual office or a brick and mortar. You want to make sure you have that, because first and foremost, it shows the underwriters that you are professional, and it also shows the underwriter, hey, we can give this person more money. Now, when you go for a virtual office, make sure you're Googling the address of these virtual offices, because a lot of these virtual offices is in Staples. They're inside of like shipping centers, and they don't look professional when the underwriter's Googling it. And the underwriters are going to Google it. So make sure it's an office building. Make sure it's a building that you can actually have meetings in, that you can go and sit down in and rent a room. It looks professional on your end. And also when you're receiving mail, you can also bring clients there. And it's just a more professional outlook, right? Second thing, Do not use your personal number for your business. We want to make sure we go and get a business number, right? Literally, you can go to grasshopper.com. Literally, it's $14. $14. Or you can go to Google Voice. It's $9. Go get you a business number, preferably an 800 number, right? Because it looks professional. Now, the 800 number is more for the underwriters. If you're calling people with the 800 number, it almost looks spammy.
Yeah.
So make sure you pay attention. But it's definitely more for the underwriters. So we want to have a business phone number, right? The last thing I would say, especially for businesses, is make sure, especially, and this is very, very, very important. Make sure your LLC is properly structured, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you a single member? Are you a partnership, right? And making sure too, if you're making over 50,000, let's make sure we move it over to an S corp and put yourself on payroll. Because you don't do those things, the IRS is going to get you before the banks get you. So you got to make sure you're on point. So those are the ways that, properly structure your business.
Yo, it's funny because, pause real quick. You say your high ticket is your funding.
Yes, sir.
You know it's time to get into coaching, right?
I know, man. I know.
He just started this. I just started.
Right.
Bro, you did 6 figures in 2.5 months, bro.
I know. So I'll tell you this, right? The high coaching is coming, but right now I'm currently scaling the business, which is on the alternative lending side. So I got to give sauce on that side too.
Sheesh.
Right? So a lot of people are doing 0% interest and just 0% interest. But there's alternative lending as well.
Can you expound a little bit more?
Yeah. Yes, sir. I'm going to get right into it. So for clients who actually have an up and running business, who's generating more than $10K a month, who don't have the best credit, we're still able to get them funded through direct lenders. Now, a lot of funders in our space, what they do is they go to Rock Financial. But what if you could be Rock Financial? Because all Rock Financial, all they have is relationships. So there's direct lenders out there that'll go according to your bank statements as a business, if you're up and running business, and they'll give you lending based off that.
Like a person, like me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or give you funds, right?
Mm-hmm.
More often than not, I see with a lot of these businesses, if you're properly structured and you're up and running, you're making that money, I'm able to send this over to my direct lenders, and now I don't have to hit you for 10%, right? I don't have to hit you because now my lenders are going to pay me in the back end. These are direct lenders. So initially, alternative lending was born in like 2008 when the markets crashed, when the banks didn't have money to give. Guess what? A lot of people were running businesses. They were running out of money. Their businesses were about to close. Well, guess what? Subprime lenders came in, and they essentially, what they did was started to lend their own money out. Now it's shorter terms, sometimes higher interest rates, but it pays to have good credit. I tell everybody, you will pay if you don't have good credit. Life is so much more expensive when you don't have good credit. You cannot drive the car you want to drive. You cannot, unless you're rich. There's a lot of rich people out there with bad credit. But if you're the average consumer, you cannot drive the car you want to drive. You cannot live in the apartment you want to live in if you have bad credit.
Yo, so what's the difference between like a debt or like a revenue-based lending?
Same thing. So it's based off revenue. Alternative lending is revenue-based lending.
Okay.
So it's the same thing. Initially, whatever revenue you're bringing in, now the lenders are going to lend you based off future revenue that you're making. So they're basically, and now with revenue-based lending, it comes in the form of weekly payments, sometimes monthly, and they have long terms, but you can go weekly payments or daily payments. Depending on the amount of money you make, where your credit score is, it all depends.
Yo, I'm sorry, I'm a nerd when it comes to this.
Yeah, I'm like,
You know what this remind me of, bro?
What?
Our licensing deal. So we talk about like music and like the podcast space for everybody that probably do podcasts or music. A licensing deal is when they go in the back end, they see how much money you're making, right? So based on how much money that you're making, they'll give you an advance, right? And then they'll make their money back throughout the term, whatever y'all agree to, plus a little bit extra, right? So like, let's say if I'm bringing in $10,000 a month on my YouTube, right? Okay, cool. So in 6 months, he should bring 60. So I'll give him this 50 on advance. You take that 50 and then I get mine on the back end. And because I'm okay with the extra 10, 6 months, I'll take that. Right?
Yeah. And let me tell you, I like how you just said advance, right? So on a revenue-based lending and alternative lending industry, what they call it is a merchant cash advance.
So you see how I'll put that?
Yeah, no.
So it's like these record deals. How they give you advances. It's the same thing. You got to work it off. You got to pay it back.
So bring it back full circle to that person that he's talking about. That's messed up because you just gave us two alternatives.
Yes,
right?
sir.
You gave us this way. Which route should they take? if you are starting from here, you messed up because you talk about the alternative. Is that what you would not
Can't go
recommend?
revenue. You can't go that.
If you have to have an up and running business in order to go revenue based.
Yeah.
So as long as you're making 10K or more, then we're able to help you.
Oh, you have to be making 10K
You have to.
or more.
You have to be.
You
It's in the business account. It can't be in a personal account. But at that point, what we do is we leverage all of our direct lender relationships. And as you start to build relationships with them, you can give them calls like, hey, man, I need this client approved. And they'll tell you, hey, this client defaulted on a loan, or this client may have past issues, past judgment issues. They'll tell you. They'll tell you everything about the profile. And again, 90% of the time it's bigger companies and also individuals that's lending out their money. People who have more money than you could think of. So they're very cautious. They're following every step they can before they lend out money.
Yo, earlier you spoke about this Credit Karma play.
Yes, sir.
What's that about?
I kind of tapped on it already. The loans.
Okay.
Yeah. So the loans. Making sure you go through the loan tab to get a bridge loan. To offset to hide your credit card usage.
Okay.
So that's how you hide your credit card usage. Going over to the loan tab, clicking on loans, and then seeing who you qualify for. Now, keep in mind, if you have outstanding approval odds, that means more than likely you can be approved, right? As long as you check all of the requirements. But if you get that purple banner, there's a purple banner because a lot of people don't know Credit Karma was sued because they were giving out false pre-approvals. So when you get that purple banner, essentially, Credit Karma has to pay you $50 if you don't get approved for that loan. You think Credit Karma want to pay an individual?
No.
This is what to give it too much.
That basically mean is basically
Guaranteed. Yeah.
We can't say guaranteed.
Almost guarantee. Obviously, you got to check the box on what you make and everything. But once you have that purple banner, it's lit. Do the money dance.
So you would suggest Credit Karma over Experian app?
I like the Experian app too. You can go to Experian app because they'll give you pre-approvals as well.
Yeah.
They'll give you pre-approvals. I like to start at Credit Karma because Experian, when you go through that app, they tend to try to charge you a up pay to view all 3 credit bureaus, right?
Yep.
Well, Credit Karma is free and you only can view 2 credit bills. Now, keep in mind, guys, when you're looking at your credit score, Credit Karma is not accurate. This is the camera I'm looking at. Credit Karma is not accurate, all right? That's Advantage scores. What the banks look at is FICO. FICO 8, FICO 2. Sure.
Okay, so let's say I got this, because I was talking to somebody else, and they was like, because I'm like, yo, I'm building my credit back up, right? No, I fucked up.
Yeah.
I messed up.
Yeah.
So I'm building my credit score back up, but I got a pretty decent credit score already, you feel me? So I'm looking at my Experian, and it has pre-approved credit cards.
Yeah.
But of course, the interest rates is shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, to build my credit back up, should I go ahead and get a credit card at a high interest rate or not? I think he was saying no. He was like, if I was you, I would try the credit union route. Would you suggest the credit union?
I love the credit unions because they give out the most money.
But now I don't know if I'm pre-approved though. Credit
you can
Experian show me.
I'll give you 3 banks right now, 3 credit unions that'll give you pre-approvals right now.
Which ones?
DC Credit Union will give you a pre-approval. They're up in Massachusetts, right? Wings Credit Union will give you a pre-approval. Christian Community Credit Union will give you pre-approval. So you can pre-approve without a hard inquiry before even going for a credit card. I like that route better than going for a credit card, getting an inquiry, and not knowing if you're going to get approved or not.
Even though it says pre-approved though.
Yeah. So you want to go to pre-approval because this is pre-qualified now.
Yeah, okay.
We're talking a different game now when you pre-qualify.
Because the Experian, this is what I'm saying. On the Experian app, it says pre-approved.
Yeah.
But you saying hold off on that and go to credit union route first.
Always go credit union because they'll give you the most money. And again, if you're playing the long game and you want to go and get business credit, it's comparable credit. So now if you got a 10K limit, why wouldn't Chase and you've had a 10K limit for a couple months and you've been managing it the right way, right, and being responsible, why wouldn't they want to give you 50, 75K? They see you with 10K on the consumer side. They know business, we're leveraging inventory. They know we need payroll. They know we need cameras, right? Mics, new mics.
Okay, so cool. Hold on. So even I can do that, or we can go the secure credit card route too, right?
Yes, you can.
I could do that with the credit union too.
So yes, you can do secure credit cards with credit unions. So what I would like, and this is a one play I give everybody, and it's pretty much already in the market, but what you can do instead of a secure card, you can go and get a pledge loan from Navy Federal. Now with this pledge loan, essentially it's a secure loan. Now it gives you a primary account. Now, I always tell my clients, I always tell everyone the average American don't have $1,000 in their account.
Yep.
But let's say, for instance, a quarter of 1,000 is $250, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go and use $250 and put it on a pledge loan. Now, a week later, what we do is we pay off 80 to 90% of it. Now, what happens is Navy Federal is going to backdate your loan so you don't have to make any payments. Remember, you're paying yourself, essentially.
Yeah.
Now you have a primary account. It looks like you paid off a loan. Now you in the game and you have a relationship with Navy Federal. Now it's time to apply for a credit card because they're like, hey, he came to the table with money. They love when you come to the table with money because, again, they're leveraging your money to give out loans, car loans, mortgages, whatever, equipment loans. They're leveraging your money. So when you come to the table with money, it's like now they respect you.
You a slick motherfucker, boy. I'll
Oh.
tell you. So which one you would suggest, that pledge loan over a secure credit card? Which
They're
one?
both good. I would go for both.
See,
They're
that's
both
like
good.
I am. Do both. Do all
Do
of
both because now there's two primary accounts. And guess what? The beautiful thing about a secure credit card is a secure credit card, if you're handling it the right way, after 6 months, they tend to increase your limits.
Yup.
And they'll get your money back. They're like, yo, we trust you now.
Yeah.
Here's your money back,
And we gonna give you some more.
and we're going to give you money.
I swear to God.
So that's how I initially started. I got a Capital One. I put down $300 for a $500 Capital One card. 6 months, I was taking care of it. They gave me back my $300 and moved the card up to $1,000.
Yep.
Yeah.
Capital One's good for that. They
Damn.
definitely.
Yeah.
So okay,
Go ahead.
you're knowledgeable, man. You said YouTube University, and this is a
YouTube.
question because I'm an avid book reader
Yeah.
or listener.
Yes, sir.
What are 5 books that you would recommend that changed your mindset? Cause you was
damn.
nah, he got 5. He got 5.
You think I got 5?
You got 5. You were sales, so I know they probably made you read 4.
They didn't think you read nothing. To be honest, I'm not. My attention span is too short.
Okay.
Not the biggest book reader, but I'll tell you this: Atomic Habits.
Okay.
That's a big one.
We can say
How to gain friends and influence people.
okay.
That was by Dale Carnegie. Really good one. I read that one. I read that part cover of that book. Really good book. And then I would say The Go Giver.
The Go Giver is
Go Giver is fire.
Oh,
Go
You
Giver.
asked me to Go Giver.
I can go.
Okay, you can find
go
out
ahead.
tomorrow. Yeah, talk heavy. Talk heavy.
Going into books now. I love this. Then I would say the 4 cash flow quadrants, right?
I haven't heard that one.
So it's by Robert Kiyosaki.
Okay.
Yeah,
So Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the 4 cash flow quadrants. So basically, how you can go from an employee to a small business to an existing business to an investor. So how they all correlate with each other and how you move through them, right? And how they all respect each other. So it's a really good book as well, the 4 cash flow quadrants.
Okay.
And then Rich Dad, Poor Dad. One thing I learned is, he said, and it confused me at first. He was like, a single family house is a liability. I was like, God damn, how? Everybody, when I see people buy houses, how is it a liability? But he's right, because guess what? If something breaks, you got to pay it out your own pocket. You got to go multi-family house. You got to go multi-family, because guess what? If something breaks, your tenants are paying rent. So I have a 3-family in Newark, New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? I have a 3-family, and the upside is really good on my 3-family, and I'm able to leave that for my kids later on.
Wow.
That's
Bro.
fair.
So
You
that's
said the
how it
Go
works.
Giver.
I didn't think
Nah, I told you.
Bro, the Go Giver, hands down, probably the best book I've ever read.
Yeah.
And I didn't read some good books. 50 Cent,
Yeah.
Charlemagne, shit good. Nigga,
Yeah.
The Alchemist is fire.
The Alchemist
Go-
was really good. I read The Alchemist too.
Bro, the Go Giver.
You were the one that told me. Yeah, nah, bro. You
Go Giver.
like
I would advise anybody buy, if you have a friend that you really love and you trust, and you want to see them grow, give them the Go Giver.
And it's not a long, I don't
Yeah.
think it's a long read.
And to be honest, and it correlates too in this space, right? Because you can't be afraid to give the sauce. Because now, say you give sauce, right? You give all the sauce. 90% of the time, the average consumer is not going to apply it because they're busy. And not necessarily saying they ain't who they are, but they're busy, right? And also, too, a person is going to look at this and say, damn, if he's giving this for free, what else he got?
Yes, sir. Say,
For sure.
yo, this is good, right?
This
Like
is
you really
good.
came in. I can't tell this is your second interview, nigga.
For
Yo,
sure.
second interview.
I can't
Yeah,
tell, nigga. This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
hard, bro.
That's what I told you. You just
I was
be a
nervous.
professional that you are.
Yeah.
And the rest is
For the people that don't know, they trying to tap in with you. They trying to, get some business funding. Let them know how to follow you and all that shit.
Yes, sir. So follow me on Instagram at Jamapi Tappa, JMAPIE TAPA, and DM me funding if you're interested in funding.
Whew, this is good, bro. What you think?
I'm good, bro.
Fire.
I'm gonna have to play it back before they drop it again, so I could just listen to it myself.
Yeah, want to get some sauce, man. Try to give a little sauce.
My guy Jamapi,
Alexander the Bunk,
Mr. J Hill.
we out.
It's a wrap, man.
Sir.